Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at two different Tube Screamer overdrive pedals. Today we have the Maxon TOD9 True Tube Overdrive versus the Maxon OD9 Pro Plus Overdrive. And both of these are variations on the Tube Screamer circuit. They're both based on the Maxon OD9, which is based on the TS9. Actually, I should say that it is the TS9 since Maxon manufactured these pedals for Ibanez back in the days. So they are basically hot-rodded versions of the original Tube Screamer TS9 circuit. So we're going to look at a comparison between these two and see which one you would prefer. These two pedals are still being marketed by Maxon. Of course, the OD9 Pro Plus, this one being sold for $200 brand new, and the Maxon TOD9 sold for $250, I believe, brand new. But of course, you can find them both used on eBay for cheaper than that. And the main difference I would say between these two is that the OD9 Pro Plus is essentially a TS9 that has been upgraded to work with 18 volts instead of 9 volts, and that's what I have here. I have an 18 volt adapter, and it has this boost toggle right here to add an extra 3 decibels. The Maxon TOD9 is the TS9 with an added tube circuit inside that makes use of this sub-miniature tube that adds a bit of tube tone to it. Otherwise, the drive signal is using the same solid-state path as the original TS9. It adds just this extra tube path to it, and it also works on 18 volts. So I have these both running on 18 volt adapters. So you should, for a fair comparison, so you should see a bit more headroom with these pedals compared to the normal TS9 pedals, which only works on 9 volts. So that's partly the reason why these two are so expensive. It's basically they're hot-rodded versions of the TS9. I know that other companies, basically every other company designs these pedals, and they add their own twist on it. You know, Robert Keeley adds his own twist, and JHS might have his own twist, Wampler might have their own twist. Well, these ones, they're by the original TS manufacturer, right? So Maxon is the original Tube Screamer manufacturer for Ibanez back in the 80s. So if anything, these are the most authentic Tube Screamer, I wouldn't say replicas, they're more like descendants, I would say, of the old TS9. And they've been modified and improved in a way. So yeah, based on the old OD808 and OD9, which is Maxon's TS9, the OD9 is basically a copy of the TS9 circuit, like I said, and these two are basically based on that. And I have it running through right now, compressor and a reverb right now, and that's just because I want to add a bit of ambience, and I'm living in an apartment right now, and I don't want to be too loud, so I need to compress the volume down a little bit as well. And I'm running this through a Vox MV50 right now. So it's a small tube amp, well, new tube amp I should say, but you guys should get an idea of how these would sound, since I'm keeping all the other variables and factors the same. All the other pedals turned off their true bypass, so you shouldn't hear any coloring from the tone. I'm using my 2009 Fender Stratocaster, and I'm going to be testing it pretty fairly, I think, with both pedals, using all the pickups, so you guys can really see the true difference between these two. Of course, this one is using a solid-state circuit, just like the original OD9 TS9 is using the solid-state circuit, as Tube Screamers always have. And then this is the TOD9, which adds an extra tube signal in the circuit. So let's hear it. How does it sound? So this is my guitar straight into the amp. Like I said, with just the compressor and the reverb. We're always going to keep those on so you guys can see that the factors don't change. And we're going to keep the amp volume the same as well. I'm not going to change any knobs on that either. I'm using the neck and middle position on my Strat, which is a pretty nice position I usually use. So this is my normal sound, right? The Stratocaster, 3 single coil pickups going into the amp. Now we're going to turn on the Maxon OD9 Pro Plus, which has all the knobs at 12 o'clock right now. Yeah. So my Maxon OD9 Pro Plus, which has all the knobs at 12 o'clock right now, we have drive, and then we have tone, and we have level, of course. So those are the standard 3 knobs that you get on any tube screamer. Turn it on. Right now you can hear how it sounds. Tube screamer mid-range hump. The overdrive, this is the typical overdrive sound you hear on countless records. And in addition, this is running at 18 volts, so you can see it has a bit more headroom than the typical tube screamer. The neck pickup. Then middle pickup. Not my favorite, by the way. Then bridge in right in the middle. This is usually the position with the most quack. Then the bridge pickup. Of course, all my knobs turn to full volume, tone. Both tone knobs turn to full on my Strat. Okay, so if you add the boost knob, so this is standard. Boost knob, you'll add an extra 3 decibels. See? See, it's a bit louder. Only a bit though. Boost adds an extra 3 decibels. It's noticeably louder, but not by a lot, because it's not a super high boost or anything like that. It's only 3 decibels, but it's noticeable. So anyways, yep, those are all at 12 o'clock. I usually keep the tone knob, since it adds, you know, treble and mid-range usually at the 12 o'clock. The level, of course, can be raised higher. See how loud that gets, but let's not wake the neighbors up. Keep that down, but I do want to show you the drive knob, right? So, of course, drive down. You're not going to get much overdrive out of that. But if you turn it up all the way up, you're going to see a lot of overdrive. distortion, you know. Alright, that's enough. The OD9 Pro Plus, you'll notice, is very similar to the OD9 because it is the same pedal except with some extra enhancements that don't enhance. Well, it's a very subtle enhancement to the tone, the 18 voltage and the boost. But otherwise, it's the same as the OD9. And then you got a TOD9, which I would say is noticeably different. And I'll turn this on again. They have drive, level, and tone just like a normal tube screamer, but they have a tube knob on top of that which blends in the tube signal. So I have everything on 12 right now. Actually, let's turn the tube knob to 0 so you can hear it should be essentially the same as the OD9 at this setting with no tube signal blended in, just a solid state circuit. Neck pickup. Actually from neck pickup again, using so you can guys get a better feel. There's neck and middle, then middle pickup, and then the bridge in the middle, and then the bridge pickup. Again, this should be exactly, not exactly, but it should be very similar to the OD9, since I'm not blending in any of the tube signal at all. But when I start to blend in the tube signal, let's put it up to like halfway here against 12 o'clock position. Now let's try again, neck pickup, neck and middle. So you guys can see that it's the sound of the tube signal being added. I think the tube signal adds a bit more warmth and a little bit more gain. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's how I felt. Let's add drive all the way up. Actually, drive all the way up without any tube signal. Just like on the OD9 Pro Plus, that should be sounding very similar. And it's also running on 18 volts, so it should be very similar. overdrive turned all the way up adds a lot more power and gain, I would say, than even the OD9 Pro Plus with the boost turned up. I mean, this adds, I think it adds more gain and distortion than that. Let's turn the drive. Actually, you can't turn it down because you need at least a little bit of solid state drive here. Just turning the tube up is not gonna add. It would just be silent, you know, if you turn the drive down. So you need to add at least some and then tube all the way up, or at least past halfway. Let's actually compare it directly. Let's have it all turned halfway. Let's keep this at normal, and then if you turn it both on, it's gonna sound really loud. It's gonna sustain for days. So you got 2 overdrive stacking right here. Actually, let's just compare some riffs here. I'm gonna keep all these at the same position and then just play the same riffs on each so you guys can really get a feel of how different they are. I'm gonna use the let's use the neck position for each, and yeah, you guys can compare directly. I'm not gonna change any of the variables here. Right, so I'm just gonna play some riffs here. TOD9. Let's try another riff here. Let's try another riff here. This is the OD9 Pro Plus. Alright, well, I hope you guys have heard the differences between the OD9 Pro Plus and the TOD9, and I know I'm not the best guitar player, but I hope that was a good enough demonstration for you guys. And yeah, you can pick either of these up for substantially cheaper on eBay. Like I said, probably find this around like the $110, $120 range. This one probably $140, $150 range. In my ears, I think this one has, because of the tube signal, it adds a bit more warmth and more gain as well. Of course, these both operate on 18 volts. The OD9 Pro Plus, it's a good little overdrive. It's, you know, just a souped up version of the OD9. I don't think it has as much gain on tap as this one. This one is just a regular solid state circuit. This one is a solid state circuit blended in with the tube circuit, with the tube signal. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any comments below, and thanks for watching.